Hello, welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube with myself, Mark Carlaw, and Mr. Riley Finch. So first signings over the line at last. We've got a new player at West Ham, but straight on now to obviously the rumours now of who's going to be next. Riley, one that seems to be doing its rounds a lot in the press at the moment, and one that actually excites me a hell of a lot is James Ward-Prowse. Now, other clubs are in for him, I believe. I'm not even sure if he's actually going to be available anyway. I'm not sure. I don't believe Southampton are really open to selling him, but for me, if we could get someone like that in the club, I'd be over the moon with it. What's your thoughts on James Ward-Prowse?
Well, Southampton said they doubt James Ward-Prowse will make a sideways step to West Ham, which I think was an interesting quote from them. But yeah, I think he's going to cost a lot of money, and I'm not sure if spending 40 to 50 million pounds on James Ward-Prowse is what we want to be doing right now.
Okay.
As a player himself, he's absolutely brilliant. He's probably one of the most underrated talents in the Premier League. He's got to be. Was he like 26 years old, sort of age?
Yeah, 27, I believe he is. I think he's 27.
Yeah. We pride ourselves on set pieces, and him from a set piece is going to be unbelievable. I mean, we all remember the days of Dimitri Payet, getting a free kick with him felt like a penalty, and it will be the exact same thing. And if we're looking to get Creswell out the lineup as well, we're going to really lack sort of a good specialist on a dead ball. So he really excites me. And I don't know if you saw him play with alongside Declan Rice in the England games, but
I did, yeah.
I think that's the best partnership I've seen us have since the Phillips Rice thing, the Euros. So he really excites me as a player, and I just think we might be priced out of a move on this one.
I think you're right. I mean, I think it's going to be an expensive signing. My gut feeling is if you're going to get James Ward-Prowse, I think you're going to have to be 50 plus. I think it's probably going to be closer to 60 realistically for Southampton to entertain it. I'd like to think where he is in his career now, 27, England international. Southampton, no discredit to them because they're a decent club. But I mean, realistically, he's probably got the last sort of big move of his career now. He's probably thinking if he wants to go and challenge for things. And let's be honest, West Ham's a good club to be at the moment. It's a happy place to be. So I'd like to think if we put in a decent offer, he'd be quite tempted. I mean, I know that Manchester United are linked, Tottenham are linked, so it's not going to be an easy one. But like you say, if we've got someone in like that, not only for what he'd offer on the pitch in terms of his deliveries and his free kicks, I think as well, it sends a big message to people like Jared Bowen, to Declan Rice. It's a statement signing. I think that might make them feel like, you know what, West Ham's a club to be at. It's not a place we don't want to be known for selling players. We're bringing players in. I mean, if we could get something like that over the line, personally, I'd be really, really pleased with it.
It'd be a massive statement signing, but again, I can't help but feel that if we're going to spend 50 million, 60 million on a player, it should be on a striker. That's just my gut feeling. But, just thinking about Ward-Prowse in himself, like you say, that is a statement signing. That is a player who realistically should be at a top 6 club already. Again, no discredit to Southampton, but obviously Tottenham just signed Yves Bissouma, who's someone we're interested in as well. So I doubt they'll be able to get Ward-Prowse as well. But yeah, he deserves to be at a top 6 club, and just imagining him in our midfield pivot would be
it'd be exciting, wouldn't it? I mean, for what X has alluded to at the moment and what he's been saying, that he's actually a top target for Moyes. This is apparently it's true that Moyes is rated, highly rates Ward-Prowse and wants to bring him in. So it'd be interesting. I mean, I think we'll make a bid. I've got a feeling we will. If Moyes is if he is a top target, you'd think West Ham will try and make it happen. It's whether we can do it, as you say. The fact that he's going to have competition as well, and the fact that it require big money, big wages, and as you've alluded to already, it's that we've got other positions to fill as well. Yeah. Will we have the money to do it? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I'm very excited by that. Another one that X revealed not too long ago was Sarr from Watford. Now we've been linked with Dennis already, but Sarr is one that's sort of a new one on the table that apparently we'd be looking to bring in to replace Yarmolenko. Now, again, that's another statement for me. I mean, a player that's been linked with Liverpool, I think they actually tried to get him in over there a few times. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on Sarr from Watford?
Well, what I would question is that if all these big clubs have gone in for him, how come he hasn't left to go to them yet? Because I feel like if you're at a club like Watford, especially, he's been with them for a good couple of years now. He's been in and out of the Premier League. He's been in the Championship.
Yeah.
Probably a big club like, he's been linked with Liverpool and United. I just wonder why they haven't picked him up yet, because whenever I watch him, I think he's absolutely class. And one thing that we always lack in our team is pace, and that's exactly what he's going to give us. Yes. He hasn't got much of a left foot. He is very much 1 foot dominated. But
much like Yarmolenko.
Much like Yarmolenko, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think he's really, really good. He can look clunky at times, but he's a really, really quick player. He's got a good strike on him. But again, I just wonder why someone hasn't picked him up already, having been at Watford for the last 5 or so years.
Yeah, you do raise a good point there. I mean, he's a good age. I mean, he's 24, Sarr, so he's at a prime age to sort of get him and to mould him how we want him to be, and he's got room for improvement. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, especially if we are in for Dennis as well, because I believe Dennis is a target, and I think someone that we're interested in at least. So you'd like to think if we were going to go for Sarr as well, that there might be an opportunity for a bit of a double deal there, a decent and get a good return on our money for two good players. But yeah, it's an interesting one.
40 million for both of them is what I've heard.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, what sort of money would we be looking at though? Do you think for Sarr? I mean, that's the only thing. As you say, he's been there a couple of years, been linked with top clubs. I mean, you can't imagine he'll come very cheap.
No, I mean, I'd imagine we're probably looking about 20 to 25 million. I don't think he'd be much more than that. Obviously, he's a young player, so I'm not sure. But I think at this point in his career, we alluded to James Ward-Prowse pushing for a move. I think he's been up and down with Watford for so many years. I would personally be pushing for a move if I was him. But then I just think to myself, would you rather have Sarr for 20 million or Lewis Potter for 15 or 20 million? There is a lot of stuff on the table. But I think 40 million for Sarr and Dennis, that's, quick business, two very good Premier League proven players. I'd definitely be going for that. But Sarr as an individual, probably about 25, 20 million, I reckon, for him.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assessment. I mean, for me, it depends what Moyes wants. I know Moyes is, they're deciding on who they want to make, go for in terms of forward players. You say you've already spoken about Lewis Potter. I believe there's been a target now for quite some time. We've been looking at for quite a while anyway. So it'd be interesting to see what the decision is. But the fact that they're both at the same club, both North London, Premier League experience, if we could get something like £40 million for them too, I think that'd be great business for West Ham. Another position we're looking at, mate, as well is left back. What's the latest on that? Well, I mean, in terms of what's in the press, I mean, I've seen a few names banding around. Yeah,
there's Windau, but the one I would like to focus on is David Raum. I believe that's how it's pronounced. He plays for Hoffenheim. Yeah. He's a left wing back, but he can play obviously left back. 23 years old. Very highly rated by Moyes. I really like him. He's a pacey left back. He's got a lot of pace on him. Defensively sound. He's not the same player as Cresswell in the way that he's very good on set pieces. He's got really good delivery. Yeah. I haven't seen much of him in terms of like his delivery and stuff from what I know. Okay. But he's an attacking minded left back, which is obviously what Cresswell is. So
yes.
And the consensus in the West Ham fan base at the moment seems that would be again a statement signing, a really good sort of signing for the club. So I don't know how much obviously you know about him. It's like a new name.
I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I know that I've seen other clubs that have been linked. I know he's highly rated. I mean, it's a position we need to deal with because although Cresswell's been fantastic for us the last 2 seasons and been very good, but he's getting to that age now and we do need a decent left back. And also the fact that, we can't rely on Masuaku. I believe we're looking to sell him anyway. It's a position we need to deal with. And I think if we've got a player of a high caliber that, that's doing very, very well on the European stage, I think, it'd be exciting, wouldn't it, to bring someone into that kind of level of quality.
Yeah, and again, we've been talking about we've got an aging squad. I think we alluded to that in the last video.
Yeah,
we're going from Cresswell 31, 32 to Raum 23, Zinchenko possibly 24, Windau who I think is about 25, 26. So it's good that we look. Even Sarr, he's like you say, is 24. So we're getting Yarmolenko out the door for 30 or 33, 32 odd. So it's good that Moyes is looking at both experienced players, but we're getting some youth in there as well because it does show that we're looking at more replacements for elder players than we are like just trying to make up a squad, if that makes sense. Like we are looking.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as you say, I think it's more forward thinking from West Ham now. We're not just thinking of just trying to fill a gap or put a plaster over a wound. We're thinking about long term and thinking, let's get a team together that can be successful together over the next 4 or 5 years, rather than let's hope we have a good season next season. Let's get. I mean, how many times have we brought in players, that are basically, on their last paycheck, just come to the club just purely to pick up a decent wage. And it's nice that we're moving away from that now. We seem to be going for top level players, but also with a decent age, a bit of longevity in them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think about our focus on the French market and sort of the Championship and the Premier League as our main focal point for our signings?
I quite like it. I mean, I've always been a fan of the Championship. Always. I mean, it's served us well over the years. You know, you look at the likes of Antonio, Bowen. You know, some very, very good players we've had come through the Championship. Creswell too, of course. The French league I can understand as well, because obviously they've got some financial difficulties out there. Players are becoming available. So I think we want to take advantage of that. I know it's something that we've been looking at, and X has been saying that we've been scouting. The Premier League's difficult, isn't it? Because the Premier League is so highly inflated. So it's really difficult. Like we're talking about James Ward-Prowse. I mean, you're looking at 60, 70 million pounds to get him straight away. And that's a player that's probably got 3 or 4 years left in him. It's you know, top level football. It's very, very hard to get a player from that's had Premier League experience for a decent price now. I think you always have to play over the odds a little bit, but it is what it is. I mean, my feeling is if we want to be a top side, we've just got to start spending the money and start showing that we belong there. You know, I think the days of trying to get cheap deals all the time, it just doesn't really work, really. I mean, I appreciate you want to try your best at being clever and smart, but realistically, if you want top players, you've got to spend the money.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Especially with Premier League, the problem is, like, do you want to sell to a rival? Every team that you sell to, or you know, you're going to be strengthening them in some way, shape, or form, and at the same time, you're going to be, you know, weakening yourself. So it is hard to get Premier League deals over the line. But yeah, just with the whole French League Championship thing, like we say, this is something we haven't seen with West Ham in a very long time. It's good to see that Moyes has got a clear vision of what he wants, an actual transfer strategy, because it just seemed like before we used to kind of just pick random targets from all over the place.
It was just scattergun, wasn't it? It was really, we need a striker. Oh, he's not available. I mean, I remember that summer we went for, was it Maxi Gomez all summer? And it was the most long, drawn out, boring saga. The player was publicly saying, you know, I don't want to play for West Ham, basically, I want to play Champions League. And then we couldn't get him. And then we got Haller. It was a completely different type of player. And he just felt, and that was how our strategy was. It was just, there's names on a list. It doesn't matter what they were like, just bring them in.
Exactly.
Whereas now, as you say, there seems to be a clear strategy of what we want. And it's not only about ability as well. It's the type of person they are. Are they going to fit in well? They've got a good work ethic. And you can see there's a big plan here for Moyes, and it's exciting. It's a good time for West Ham.
Yeah. We're for a long time, for the first time in a long time, we actually look like a project as opposed to just, you know, even when Pellegrini came in and he spent 80 million, you know, we signed Anderson from the Italian league. We signed Haller from, was it Ajax or Frankfurt?
No, I can't remember where he actually came from.
Yeah, so Frankfurt we signed him from. So that's Bundesliga, Italian league. We got Disney Diop from the French league. Like you say, scattergun is the word to use. But now we're signing younger players. We've got a clear strategy of integrating Championship players in, looking at the French league, and picking a couple of talents from across the world. We do look like a proper project, and I hope Moyes stays around for a long time because he's built something really special here at West Ham.
He is, and this is a big season coming up because not only have we got European football again, but we want to push on, but I think the competition is going to be fierce next season. You know, you've got the likes of Tottenham with their manager now. They're going to be spending money this summer. They're going to be pushing again for top 4, you'd imagine, or they'll be wanting to achieve more probably under Conte. And then you've got the likes of Arsenal, obviously Chelsea and Manchester City and Liverpool, of course. But then you've got teams like Newcastle now are going to want to be, you know, pushing on, wanting to get into the European places. Wolves, Leicester. It's going to be really, really tough up there. You know, we have got to hit the ground running next season. And we start with Man City, of course, which is a bit of a tough one. But I'm really excited. And that's just, as you say, we just got to get this transfer window right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like we haven't discussed it just yet, but there's a quote that came out from, I believe, the Football Insider that Moyes said after the Aguerd signing, he wants 6 more players. So that's really encouraging to me as well.
It is. And that's good from David Moyes, from someone that, as we know, is very careful, you know, in terms of what he says and careful about how he spends money. So for him to say that he's going to bring in 6, you know, wants to bring in 6 anyway. So that says to me that there's a lot going on, and this is a really exciting summer. There's just hope that we can deliver. You know, we talked about James Ward-Prowse, and for me, that would be a fantastic signing. But whether we can pull that off, that's another thing. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest, we're going to be linked with a lot of players. And me and you, Riley, obviously going to be talking about it regularly over the next few weeks and months ahead, you know, in terms of who we're going to be bringing in. And hopefully we're going to have some good news keep coming. You know, this is a good time to be a West Ham fan, and I'm enjoying it very much.
Oh, absolutely. You know, like, last couple of summer transfer windows haven't been too exciting for us.
No.
So it'd be nice to get a couple of positive videos talking about our transfer news. Hopefully when it comes to like 2 months' time, we're not all sat there saying the words, it's a missed opportunity. And something does feel a little bit different about this window, though. So, you know, I'm remaining optimistic.
Agree, mate. It's exciting. It's exciting. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And hopefully we'll have some new videos coming soon with some very good news. Cheers. Absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye.